too much. You know, Rolly's going to give you everything you want. So kind of just going to let the fight come to me, and then I'm going to take over. You know, I'm a better fighter all around. So I feel like it's going to show in the fight.
Ryan Garcia has been making headlines by showcasing his improved physique and devastating left hook power. Following a 1-year suspension due to a failed test, which led to the overturning of his points victory over Devin Haney Garcia, is determined to make a statement. He has assured fans of a swift knockout on May 2nd as part of his comeback. To further strengthen his return, Garcia has reunited with his former trainer, Eddie Reynoso, the man who helped shape him into the sharp, fast-handed fighter once seen as a future superstar.
Yeah, you got the best left. The best left in the world. I'm a doctor.
If his latest sparring footage is any indication, Ryan Garcia isn't just making a comeback. He's out to prove a point. And for once, Romero seems a bit uneasy. Recent clips show Garcia training with intense focus, sharpening his reflexes and moving with a purpose that suggests he has no intention of easing back into the sport. But what's really grabbing attention isn't just his hand speed or footwork, it's his size. Garcia appears noticeably bigger, his frame filled out in a way that has fans speculating about his current weight. Some even believe he's walking around at 160 pounds. Reactions have been flooding in, with many thinking this added size could be a major advantage. Ryan is looking big as Flip LOL, one fan observed, while another pointed out he should have never accepted that rehydration clause against Gervonta Davis. Others are optimistic that with Eddie Reynoso back in his corner, Garcia could return to his peak form. If Reynoso can get him right, it's over for Raleigh, another fan speculated. Even Oscar La Hoya has been vocal about this new version of Ryan Garcia, a fighter who's focused, disciplined, and determined to win this time around.
They can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off, it's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on top.
And that's exactly what Raleigh Romero doesn't want to hear. While he's been watching Ryan Garcia's comeback with amusement, Romero has never been one to hold back his opinions. In the lead up to this fight, he's taken every opportunity to downplay Garcia's return, calling him overrated, dismissing his skills, and scoffing at the idea that Garcia poses a real threat. But now, as more and more people start to believe that this version of Garcia could be a serious problem, Romero seems to be paying closer attention.
When I sparred him, I was only boxing for 3 years. Or like, no, 4 years at the time.
You didn't have a really deep amateur background,
I started boxing at 17.
Okay. And Ryan was a national, like a multinational?
Yeah, multinational. Started boxing like 5 or something. Damn, it took him that long to evolve somewhat. I'm very impressed. He's talking.
Raleigh Romero has been closely analyzing Ryan Garcia's training and sparring footage, taking note of the extra weight Garcia has put on. He's curious about how it will affect him in the ring, whether the added muscle will translate to more power or end up slowing him down. If Romero has any concerns, he's not showing them. Instead, he's ramping up the trash talk, making it personal in a way only he can. He looks amazing, sure, but I'm going to ruin his face, Romero boasted. He won't be getting the girls anymore. No more modeling after I'm done with him. With Gervonta Tank Davis recently vouching for Romero's punching power, it's clear where his confidence is coming from.
Who hit a little harder though? Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Because they both clearly.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard. Yeah. They people be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously, I don't know how to say it, obviously, but yeah, if he don't got no chin now, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly get hit, bro. Like he get hit. But he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in good. Like it's really like that's the hardest thing to feel.
Romero isn't just looking to win, he's looking to humiliate Garcia. In his eyes, Garcia isn't a true fighter, but merely an Instagram celebrity who built his reputation on hype rather than real achievements. For Romero, this fight is the perfect chance to expose him once and for all.
You said earlier today when you were talking to the Ring magazine that Ryan Garcia is not chasing championships. He's basically just wants to be a model. What did you mean by that?
Well, he didn't make weight for his last 4 title fights, and he didn't even try to make weight with Tank, yeah, you're not chasing a belt. But we'll see.
But deep down, Romero knows he can't take this lightly. This isn't the same drain, rehydration clause restricted Garcia, who folded under a body shot against Tank Davis. This is a Garcia who has had time to regroup, refocus, and most importantly, rebuild himself physically. Whether he admits it or not, Romero knows he'll need to bring his A game if he wants to shut down the comeback story before it even begins. If he doesn't, well, some experts believe this fight might not last more than a few rounds.
Back and prove that he can do everything without the issues that he had, the PED thing, whether it was true or not. So not only does he have to clean his image, he has to kind of convince people that he's still a power-punching, fast, popular fighter that can do it on the big stage. And he's in there against a fighter that's going to give him other opportunities. And Rolly Romero comes to knock people out. You know, he has some holes in his defense. I think it's going to be a short, explosive fight where either of them could get hurt. Because Garcia's vulnerable defensively as well.
Ryan says 4 rounds, and he's out.
There you go, see? I was going to say 5, but yeah, man.
I've been hearing 4 and 5 from a lot of fans, either way, whether it's Rolly or
that fight doesn't go into the second half. Too much firepower, too much.
Romero's strategy is clear. He can't allow Garcia to get comfortable or find his rhythm, where he can use his speed and precision to pick his shots. Instead, Romero plans to apply constant pressure, rough him up on the inside, and drag him into deep waters to make him as uncomfortable as possible. I really don't care how tough he looks or who he's sparring. Same story come fight night, Romero said. Whether this is sarcasm or a hint of intimidation is up for debate, but to many, it seems like Romero is more focused on trash talking than preparing for the real danger that lies ahead.
He's a tremendous fighter. He's a tremendous fighter, but warning people he cannot be, happens to be myself, Gervonta Davis, and depression.
But by now, everyone, including Romero, knows that for Garcia, this fight is about redemption. After the suspension, the criticism, and the lingering doubts about his discipline and commitment, he has something to prove, not just his fans, but to himself. He needs to show that he still belongs at the top. For Romero, this fight is about more than just talking. It's about proving he's a real deal. He wants to expose Garcia's comeback as nothing but hype and make it clear that when the final bell rings, there'll be only one man with his hand raised, but the question remains, how does he do that without a solid game plan?
What's the game plan to beat Ryan Garcia?
I already got a game plan.
Ryan Garcia's focus was never really on Rolando Romero. It still isn't. When discussions about his return first began, his sights were set on Isaac Pitbull Cruz, a fight that made more sense stylistically and would have added more weight to his resume. But as circumstances changed, so did his opponent. Now, it's Romero standing across from him on May 2nd in Times Square. But for Garcia, this fight isn't about excitement. It's just another step toward what he truly wants, a rematch with Devin Haney.
Are you talking about in sparring?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
8.
And you think that's relevant to this fight? You think you learned something back then you can take forward to this fight?
Nah, I wasn't really trying to learn that.
Ryan Garcia's focus was never truly on Rolando Romero. When talks of his return first began, his target was Isaac Pitbull Cruz, a matchup that made more sense stylistically and would have been a stronger addition to his resume. But as circumstances changed, so did his opponent. Now, on May 2nd in Times Square, it's Romero standing in front of him. Garcia isn't particularly excited about the fight. He sees it as just another stepping stone on a path to what he really wants, a rematch with Devin Haney.
You posted something about Rollies. First year you wanted Devin Haney, but now you're on to Rollies?
Yeah, Devin lost his shot. He thought it was Haney Garcia.
Right.
He should have been known it was Garcia Haney.
He thought he was the A side.
Sure. He did 35,000 pay-per-view buys. You going to take that fight, Richard Hitchens?
Devin Haney did 35,000 pay-per-view buys?
Yeah, Devin Haney versus Richardson Hitchens.
Okay, so kind of
I'm helping him out.
Hey, so Rolly's kind of the one who won in this deal.
He got lucky.
Yeah, Rolly's always somehow finds a way.
The roly-poly, he just rolls into it.
And this will probably be the biggest payday of Rolly's career.
For sure.
How do you see the fight going?
I destroyed that man.
You destroy that man.
At a recent press event promoting the fight, 24-year-old Ryan Garcia barely tried to hide where his true focus lies. "I'm focused on getting back to Devin. That's the fight that matters," he stated. "I already took care of him once, and this time, there won't be any controversy." The controversy he's referring to is the overturned result of his April 2024 victory over Haney. Garcia originally won by majority decision, but the result was erased after he tested positive for ostarine, a ruling he still hasn't fully come to terms with.